Right, hello YouTube, and welcome to something a little special. Now, if you are a fan of anime, you might have heard of a show called Macross. It's a show about well, I don't actually know. I haven't seen it, but I've seen bits of it. But what I do know enough about it is a show primarily about anime girls singing and extremely high-speed space fighter jets. And there's a phrase, combination of words, I guess, that's sprung about because of that show called the Itano Circus. This is because of one Ichiro Itano who started drawing it, which is the sort of, have you ever seen the anime thing where you've got like a huge volley of missiles just spiraling about the place, leaving trails in the sky? That's what that is. That's the sort of nickname for that. That is what today's tournament is about, because I'm doing another From the Depths tournament. Yes, I announced this a little while back. People have been submitting entries on the Discord, and we're doing the start date today. Now, this is my fighter, because I am entering this one, and there's no prize this time. I'm kind of automatically putting myself out of being capable of winning, so if I win, just consider me dropped out, and I'll just shift whoever else is in there up. I mostly just want to do it for the fun of it. And also because we actually ended up with 7 entrants, so it was actually a good thing that we had an extra one. If we'd ended up with an odd number, I'd have been very tempted to just drop myself out, just for the sake of even matches. So, what were the rules of this tournament? Well, I need to bring them up, because I have lost track of them. Right. It should be in the Discord. There we go, tourney chat. So, there were a bunch of rules. What you're allowed to bring. These were, you had a cost limit of 75,000 materials. Not that many people have got that close to it. Mine only clocks in at 50,000. Did anyone get quite close? Yeah, it looks like a few people got somewhat close actually. Mecca got 72. He's got the most expensive fighter. That was the first limit. You have 20. You will have 25k of materials for ammo. You're only allowed ion propulsion. What I've been using. The only allowed materials for building your fighter are alloy, glass, ERA, and applique panels. This was to try and encourage people to build for speed and maneuverability. This is hopefully going to be a rather high-speed set of dogfights. The only allowed weapons were up to 2 forward-facing or rearward-mounted advanced cannons with a max gauge of 50 millimeters, and missiles. EMP is once again banned. I still don't think it's much fun to watch, and I don't like them. And without the EMP defenses, you wouldn't be able to properly defend against them anyway. Next up, no guidance for weapons or flight that isn't standard for the game. What I mean by this is no lure, no breadboards, stock AI. You're allowed to tune PIDs, you're allowed advanced control blocks. Drop below 250 meters and your craft will be counted out. Combat altitude, I said for aircraft, should be set for 1,000 to 1,400 meters. I'm going to set the max altitude limit at 2,000. Next up was that you had to build a dogfighter. You're not supposed to gunship, by which I mean like circle around and take shots at things if you can help it. I don't mind turn fighting, but not like deliberately gunshipping it. And no front siding, no hanging back at a distance, and just no shooting at things from front on. Doesn't matter if you occasionally do it by accident because of normal flying, but your craft should be actively trying to engage the foe. You're also building a plane. Now, with one exception, which should be fine once it's used anyway. Everyone has done this, but I basically said, don't mind what style, it should look roughly like an aircraft. Additionally, AI's got to be mounted in the cockpit to replicate a bit having a real pilot. I figured that would be a little bit of a fun challenge for people. Like, so yeah, your most vulnerable bit has to be exposed, basically. You'll also get a bonus point if your craft could turn into a mech, because that was the other thing that Macross is known for. The planes could turn into mechs. I actually don't think we got any of those these times, and I wasn't necessarily expecting it. I knew that was a bit of a tricky one. Well, there was one more rule. Your only defenses are to be missile-based or ring shields, and you can have up to 2 repair bots. So that was the rules. What did people enter before we actually start? I'll go over the what the rounds are planned to be in a minute as well, but we'll do what people entered first. So, this is my entry. This is the Macross Tester Mark IV. You guys saw, I believe it was the Mark... I want to say Mark II in the original video I did a while back announcing it. The main features on this are 2 wing-mounted gun pods. 2 sets of small missile launchers under each... Well, 1 set of small missile launchers under each wing. And an additional set of vertically mounted tight turn missiles on the roof. In terms of detection, bit of optical detection. That's about it. The main feature in terms of maneuvering is this massive thruster bank. It's fast, this one, and it turns quick. It is very much reliant on thrusters, though. So yeah, that's what I'm entering. But there's quite a few more to show off, and I haven't even taken a proper look at all these yet, so... Next up is Clash's Vulture T. Clash is a new entrant. We haven't seen him before. He wasn't in the previous tournament, and he's actually quite new to the Discord. I guess he hasn't put a seat in his cockpit. We're going to be taking a quick look. Yep. So we've got a shielded cockpit with the AI. 2 forward-mounted... Are these actually 50mm cannons? These are actually 50mm cannons. I mean, iron thrusters. Bit of a stealth... not stealth looking. No, it is a stealth fighter. A bit like that one Russian stealth fighter that I can't remember the name of. Looks like we've got radar and optical detection right next to each other, and optical on the wings. I like these canted thrusters on the sides, actually. That's quite nice. Weaponry beyond that. Are these angled missile launchers? Oh no, it's the gun. Interesting. Okay, is he mounted the guns at an angle then? Actually, no, is that the guns? It was part of the airframe at an angle. That's... I'm not sure what's going on there, but that's an interesting bit of building. Doesn't look like any missiles at all on this one. Looks like this one will be entirely reliant on its guns. And RTGs for power supply. Interesting, okay. So endurance will not be an issue for that one. I can't imagine it will run out of ammo as well. Looks like it's quite manoeuvrable. Rather the cheaper ones. Only about 50,000 materials. It is slap bang on volume limit, which is interesting because it doesn't look that big. It looks smaller than mine, but there we go. So that's Clash's Vulture T. Mew 2014. Centered with the E13 Packy? Ow. Crikey, that's loud. Ah, yes, I remember him showing us this one when it was in development. So, looks like we're relying on an is it A13? Warthog style nose cannon at 50mm, so this looks like it's probably quite a powerful gun. Steam boilers for power. Missile launching turrets. Interesting idea. Fair enough. Yeah, turrets weren't banned, so you just weren't allowed to put the guns on them. So yeah, I see. So turret-mounted missiles, I'm guessing this is a launcher. Yeah. Quad missiles in the sides. Interesting shape. I like the quad fins. I like the decoed engines. He likes to go... Oh, are they engines? Yes, but they're buried way inside. Interesting idea. Yeah, it goes quite heavy on the deco. He seems to like hiding the weaponry underneath decos. Next up is the Cringe 224 with his... I believe he's just called it the Phantom. Yeah, it's called the Phantom. I believe this is based on an A4 Phantom, which is a American early fighter jet. Nose-mounted missiles, interesting. Offside mounted railgun. He does like his railguns, Cringe. Looks like we've got underslung missile launchers, wingtip missile launchers, tiny little missile interceptors, huge flaps, containing quite a heavily armoured shell. US Air Force F4G, property of the US. Not sure what it's doing on NETA. Oh, vector thrusters. Ooh. Oh, can you do vector thrusters? Oh, I didn't know you could do that. Vector thrusters through the grid. I was not aware that was a thing you could do. Yeah, this is a bit chunkier looking. A bit heavier on the armour. Another cheap one, but on the volume limit, and I can kind of see why a bit more on this one. Very nice work, Cringe. It looks very interesting. I'll be fascinated to see how that one actually does. The macro tester we just seen. Very quickly show off. It had a few work in progress versions. I'm afraid I didn't get a chance to paint the last one as thoroughly as I wanted, but that was the Mark 1. I think the Mark 2 was the one again you guys saw in the... Yeah, I believe this is the one you saw in the announcement trailer. Yeah, with the wingtip mounted guns. Although that might be a modified version of it. The Mark 3 was a half rebuild that I didn't quite finish. And then, of course, you said the Mark 4 earlier today. Mecca has entered the F-21T Hellion SF. Oh, yeah, this looks like his style. The orange and red. And the spikes. A lot of thrusters on this one. Looks like it might be quite maneuverable. Ah, yes, sorry, this is the front, I believe. Sorry, yeah, I've got it backwards. Very high thruster weight by the looks of this one. It looks like it's turning quite sharply. I might have a contender for fastest. Actually, no, maybe not for top speed, but certainly for turn speed, I might have a strong contender here. Yeah, it looks like it's mostly engine, honestly. What have we got for guns? Weaponry. Seeing detector system there. IR camera. Looking for heat sources. 2 missiles under the wings. Radar guidance. Another missile set. There, what is that? 3. 4 missile launchers. No obvious guns, but that doesn't mean it doesn't have any. Interesting way of protecting the cockpit, actually. It's kind of wedged between those 2 side bits. That's not a bad idea, actually. But yes, very interesting. Kevin? I believe Kevin is like a dev or something, or at least he's got some designs in-game. I know he's got some designs on the front page at the moment. Was that holding still? It's a bit more well-behaved than the others. Yes, I believe he's gummed a lot of missiles and things into the wing. He's right near the cost limit. He's written a lot on it as well. Yeah, he's built a sort of stealth fighter-looking thing. One of the prettiest, I would say, for the tournament. It's a nice-looking craft. Although there is a bit of flickering there, which I hate, because I'm a dev and I know what causes that. Oh. But yes. No, very nice-looking, very heavily armed on the missiles. Does it have any guns? It does have 2 frontal cannons. Not rotating, interestingly. Gotta thought you'd do that. I like the front air intake. Where's the cockpit? Is that here? Cockpit is here. Okay, I was going to say, I've got to check that you've actually put the AI in it, but it indeed has. I don't think we had Kevin entering the last one as well, so I think he's technically another newcomer. A lot of the people are returning people, but as a reminder for future tournaments, because I may run some more in future, anyone's welcome to enter. You just got to get yourself down to the Discord and say hello and enter your design and everything. Next up is Tanks 745. Here's Eclipse Fighter. Sort of flying wing type thing. Reminds me a little bit of... I was going to say Concorde, but it's almost more like a NASA like experimental thing, like an X-plane. Another one very near the volume limit, price limit even, and on the volume limit. I can hear steam engines working hard there. Is this more efficient, using blocks and multiple jets, or has he done this for redundancy, I wonder? Seeing defense warners, he's got 2 what look like high velocity missiles there. Got steam vents on the top, we've got some defensive systems. I actually eschewed them entirely on my plane. Wonderful looking cockpit. Very nice plane. I like how it looks, I like the smooth shape, I like the massive thruster block. I wonder if he's using differential thrust to steer that one, potentially. And last is the one that I mentioned as a bit of an exception for the plane shape, but I've sort of allowed it because I believe it has wings, and also it just was too funny not to. The Misery Machine by AmFries. I'm also just going to quickly open up OBS and just check I am definitely still recording. I am. Good. So I just had a brief moment there. I guess it's decided not to go anywhere for the moment. This is wider than I remember it being. But yes, you might be able to get what this is a bit of a nod to. It's the Mystery Machine from Scooby-Doo. I believe this has a bit of a... Yeah, it has a bit of a party trick. And I'm told it unfolds, although I've not seen it in action. Looks like we've got some large missile interceptors. That's interesting. We've not seen any of those on anybody else. Small missile interceptors as well. Is this a turret? Yes, that looks like it's on a turret. Large cockpit. I like the way he's kitted it out. He's got a second cockpit in the front. Oh, I love that. The little windscreen wipers. Very cute. This wins the award for one of the other prettiest ones, I'd say. Not sure what this is propelled by. Some iron thrusters. I'm not sure how fast this thing is because it's decided to stay where it is. Yeah, I'm not paused. It's just hanging about. So, yes, I believe that's everybody's entries. Well, that's what I decided to watch in the background. Now, what are the rounds going to be? So, round 1, that I'll be doing today. I'll be doing this like I did the previous tournament, in that each round you win, you score a point. I think that's going to be most of it, really. There's 5 rounds planned. We'll do tiebreakers in one-on-one duels if it ends up with a tied score. If it ends up between 3, I might have to work something more complicated out, but we'll see how it goes. Round 1 will be 1v1 dogfights. You'll have the pre-mentioned conditions for fighting. See who can destroy the other first, basically. Round 2 will be similar-ish. That will be 5 versus 5 squadron warfare. So you'll have multiples of your fighter fighting in formation with each other. So here's how you got that collision avoidance set up. Round 3 will be target practice. If you guys remember the last tournament where we had the floating targets, this will be the same sort of thing. There'll be floating targets about the place. I might have to build some new ones because I don't know if these planes are going to be able to crack the heavy armor on the old ones. In fact, they might well not be able to, so I might have to build some new ones, but we'll get to that in time. But it'll be first person to destroy the target wins. You'll also have your opponent there to fight. round 4. Round 4 is a little up in the air. Now, I might be relying on you guys in the comments to help me out with this to make sure this is still a thing you can do. But round 4, the plan is it will be a 1v1. However, I'm going to try and make it a little bit more like the show in that I'm going to turn the air drag right down as far as it can go to get these planes moving as fast as I can get them. I want this to be a real, like, screaming through the air, barely under control, a bit like the sort of thing you would see in some episodes of Macross. So that's the idea for that one. If that's the thing I could do. If not, I might need some suggestions for what we're doing with this. Last round will be a free-for-all. I'll spawn, I'm going to say 2 of everybody's aircraft. Whoever's got a craft left at the end will win. So yes, that's what we're doing. Time to choose the first matchup, and as usual, though it's a different wheel, it will be the Wheel of Doom that will decide who gets to fight who. So, round 1. And again, we're going to do that in this episode, even though it's been running on for a bit already. I don't know if I'll be recording... I'll only be recording 1 today. I'll sort of spread the episodes out a bit, but... Right. AmFries will be the first contestant. He'll be up against... BWI Games is me, by the way, for those who don't know. AmFries versus Mecha for round 1. Let's get to that battle setup screen. I also realised I should have made this beforehand, but oh well. Custom battle. Spawn. Be spawning at 500 meters. Let's see, it'd be 25,000. Time limit. We'll set to 10 minutes. If it's not over in 10 minutes, I'll just do it on a who's got the most health left. Maximum altitude, 2,000. Minimum, 250, I believe is what I said. Destroy constructs below 50. Yeah, that seems fine. Repairs will not. You will be out if you are if you cannot fix yourself in time. Right, I believe that's the right setting. So let's. I think I could. How do I? I thought I could save that. This will be Itano 1v1. Right, teams. It was Macross and AmFries. So AmFries Mystery Machine. 2. Oh, I just realized I might have to update the rest of the settings. I don't know if I did that. It was Macross. It's Hellion. I'm kind of glad I'm not going up against that. I feel like that would be a bad matchup for me. Right. Yeah, I did set this one altitude. Altitude, 1200. Yeah, so it's default. Default. They're both 1200? They are automatically set both. Okay. And we'll set Team 1 to be Lightning Hoods. Team 2 will be Scarlet Dawn. So save that again quickly. 1v1. And that should be good. Let's find that where that fight's going on. Where are you guys? Because it's still paused, I can't see them. Is that them? Game, I could be wrong. That doesn't look like 1200 meters to me. Okay. Turns out I gotta hit apply to wall, I guess. I don't know what was going on there. Start. Working this time? Okay, there we go. Like that. Right. Fight. Yeah, right in with that first volley. Yeah, I was starting everybody quite close on this one. I want to get them right into it. Maybe it's too close, but... Is it doing its thing? I was told this had a thing, but I'm not seeing it. It looks like off the bat, fairly even so far, though. Some gunfire from the Hellion, but not necessarily any hits. If they are, they're not doing damage. Misery Machine is Well, it does move like a heavy van in space would. I would imagine. It's a little. It's not like it's not moving at all, but it is a little on the clunky side. Missiles are trying their best to land hits. And by trying their best, I mean that's a bad one. Drifting into a volley. Oh. But these machines are not very big. They can't take a huge amount of fire necessarily. They cannot have particularly heavy armor. Hellion looks like it's very maneuverable, but it looks a bit like it's struggling to get a good bead on its target. It looks like it's, even though it's got those powerful, or at least those fast-firing guns, it looks like it's actually struggling to get them onto hit. And likewise, the missile's quite fast, reasonably good tracking, but not enough endurance to actually stay on target forever. Mind you, it has taken damage, so it might be falling behind because of that. It does look like its flight's become quite erratic. Larger missile is chasing, but no hit. But yeah, this is the kind of missile volley I was hoping to see. That's why you were limited to missiles and cannons only. Ooh. Yeah, no, fast turns, but yeah, it really does seem to be struggling to get on target. I wonder if it's because of the damage it suffered, or just because it's deliberately trying to move evasively and hope its missiles get a hit. I could not say, but you guys might be able to look in the comments and find they posted something. Oh, hello. Oh, that doesn't look good. That looks like a death spiral to me. Has the Hellion suffered too much damage? Is it going down? A lot of these planes will not perform well in atmosphere. Once they drop in, they might struggle to get out of it, because iron thrusters aren't meant to work in atmosphere. They do in this game, and unlike the real ones, where the thrust's so feeble, they absolutely would not. But, like, it's struggling. It looks like it's sort of sat on the edge of the atmosphere, trying to climb out of it. Then again, it isn't out. In fact, has he managed? Oh, maybe he has indeed managed to climb out, actually. But has that loss of speed cost him for the moment? No, looks like he's... No, it's not good, actually. He's taking hits. He is launching flares, but we all know from experience that from the depths his flares are not that good. She might be a box, but it's doing a good job. It's another hit. Another hit, another hit. Oh, it's not good. And wings coming apart by the look of it. He may have lost manoeuvring with that, but no, he's still got some. It looks like the AI is smart enough to point the main engines down and then push up, if that makes sense. It looks like it's actually adapting quite nicely to the damage it's taking. But then again, you don't want to be just sat around taking damage. Because at the moment, the misery machine is yet to be really bad, really hurt enough to register. Oh, saw a smoke trail. I thought that might have been it. It was a missile. Oh no, critical explosion. Oh, that's probably done it. Yeah, it's falling. It's really badly damaged. I would say, yeah, it's out. Round one. I need to get a storing document up. Not bad. That was AmFries versus Mecca. There we go. Round one. Well done, you two, though. I'm honestly just happy that people have entered the tool, so... Right. Time for round two. Who's it going to be? I'm going to get really nervous when my guy comes up. I may be slightly biased. It's going to be Tanks. And he will be up against... Cringe. Tank versus Cringe. Okay. Tank's Eclipse. Versus... Cringe's Phantom. I was going to say his Relic, but no, that was his old entry. Just checking that's actually applied to all. Yes, it is. Okay, good. Ready to go. No, not safe. Ready to go. Right, where are they? For those of you just coming back and wondering what that was I just said, I thought that it wasn't displaying where anyone was, so I couldn't find them, and I realised I had it on F9 view and I'd hidden it myself. Okay, right. Tanks versus Cringe. Go. That's the wrong button. Go. Oh, looks like Cringe is... Actually, I was going to say taking out the position behind, but they're crossing at the moment. No, it looks indeed like Cringe has gotten in behind. Oh, a very quick turnaround from Tanks. Phantom's taking a hit. Not too bad by the look of it. The game's slowed down, so I guess it hit an ammo reserve maybe, but... Don't need to see, I'm doing that on reflex. Yeah, it doesn't look like it did anything dangerous. Yeah, the Eclipses was struggling to get behind a bit, but it is... Oh, it's got a bit of a gun runoff. But that doesn't seem to be hurting its performance, actually. Yeah, it really does remind me of like a NASA like lifting body aircraft, like an X whatever it is, Valkyrie? Oh, Phantom's taking some damage. I'm not even sure what's hitting it, but it is taking hits. That said, still going. Yeah, apologies for the camera work. I tried to keep track of the two, but it's actually surprisingly difficult. These things move fast. Oh wait, how was it? Control caps lock. There we go. Oh dear, it's getting a bad gun run. That's hurt it. Thank you, camera. Very cool. Okay, forget that. I'll move to manual tracking again. Yeah, Eclipse is getting some nasty gun runs off. Its missiles are struggling a bit. The Phantom looks to be evasive enough to avoid them. Nope. Sorry, I spoke too soon. I think it's firing back, but I'm not sure. Yeah, it's just struggling to get hits, I think, the Phantom. Yeah, and then it's getting strafed by those guns, which are not doing it any good. It is taking damage faster than it can repair, if it's even got repair bots. It is getting on target well. It does have that railgun, but is it damaged, or is it just not getting shots? No, it looks okay. I wonder why the railgun isn't firing. Or if it is and we're just not seeing it. It looks like it was lined up, but... Yeah, those missiles look to be tiny tight enough to chase it. Oh, that looked like it might have been... No, I think it was more fire from the Eclipse. Another hit to the tail. Again, another one that seems to be struggling a little bit, and this could again be damage, but it looks like it's struggling to get its nose on target to actually get the gun firing. Which is not too unsurprising against the really evasive foes we've got here, but... Evasive contestants, I suppose. Not really foes, it's an all, everyone's a foe, technically, it's an all-v-all, but... He's chasing well there, but again... No side of that railgun. I don't know whether it's been damaged, or it's just not firing, or there's something wrong, but... People did resubmit many times. I'm pretty certain I've got everyone's most up-to-date one, but... That doesn't mean they couldn't still have missed something. I probably have. Actually, I know I have, because I realise I'm still running on a prediction guidance and APN guidance, which I've found out since then they don't work together. Or they work together, but they don't do anything, particularly with having both, so that was a bit awkward, but let's see how they do. I don't think I actually ever fixed that. I'd put some more fins on if I'd realised. Something along the lines of that. Yeah, no, it looks like at the moment the Eclipse is... It's not running low on ammo, is it? It's slowed down on firing a bit. It might just be struggling to track the target a bit. Looks like the Phantom has pretty much stopped. That's not good. You're going to plummet. Oh no, he's out. Well, there goes round 2. Effectively untouched and looking very snazzy. Could be a good thumbnail, actually. The Eclipse. Let's add that to the score, so it'd be... Oop. I think I spelled that right. And Cringe. It's the Cringe, isn't it? The Cringe. 4, I believe. Apologies if I've got this wrong. Definitely had the score wrong for a minute. Right. Round 2 of the first round is complete. Next teams. So, next teams will be... I like this wheel, actually. I just realised I can turn them back on again, which will save me a bit of time. I had to do that manually before. Looks like it's going to be Mew. Mew will be up against Kevin. Okay. So, what did you have? You had the E13. It'd be the E13 versus the Star Spear. Sure, the altitude actually applied to everybody this time. Yes, okay, we're good. Right, so this time, if I press F9, there we go. I went to edit it out this time. Yeah, I had to, past me is, or current me is cursing having to do this, but me that you can hear now is like, yes, I've already edited it. No, in fact, no, it wouldn't be. Future me is going to have to edit it even. Yeah. Anyway, 3, 2, 1, go. Starsphere versus E13. Slow start. On speed up game. Oh boy. Immediate strafing run. No major damage done, though. The E13 is moving a little strangely, but it's fast. Star Spear is going heavyweight on the guns. It's not cutting him any. It's very much not cutting him any slack with that gun turret. But then again, it looks like the E13 was firing back there too. Oh, bad damage though. This might be an early win. Oh, that's not good. That's a lot of missiles to take. Still flying though. Yeah, it's taking a lot of missile volleys. I don't know if the E13 is fast enough here. Oh. What the heck happened? The Star Spear died. What? Just adding a quick little extra to this part of the episode here. As you can see in editing, when I reviewed the footage, you can't see it behind the icon now, but I'm pretty sure that said DQ in the top right, a red DQ. So I think my assumption is that the Star Spear tried to attack from too far above and got itself disqualified on the altitude limit. So yeah, I did tell people expect the altitude limit to be between, was it 1800 and 1400? So yeah, if you set yourself to fly too high, that's kind of on you, I guess. So yeah, I think that is indeed the right call. I believe that was correct. So yeah, lucky victory for Mew, judging by how things were going. But yes, there we go. I'll have to review the footage on that one. Wow, okay, the victory goes to the E13. Did it cross the altitude boundary and get itself knocked out that way? No, because it's a timer, right? Wow, I didn't even see what happened, but yeah, the E13 must have either struck a lucky shot or it took a hit from its own weaponry. Wow, okay. Surprise victory to the E13. If I turned out to be wrong on that, do let me know. But I'm pretty sure the other times it's shown the other craft as being at full health. So yeah, congrats, Mew. Perhaps a lucky victory, but we do allow those. Could have potentially taken a hit to the cockpit. That does happen. Well, theoretically that can happen. Yeah, I'll be interested to review the footage later and see what actually happened there, because I didn't see it. Right. And there's only one option for the last fight. It will be myself versus Clash. Clash is Vulture T. My Macross Tester Mark 4. I really need to work on my names. Put the right attitude. Right, start. 9 so I can see that. No. Over here. Really sad. I didn't see what happened there. I was following. I was actually just about to. Yeah, it's not even I would be following the plane. I was actually about to go and follow his plane. See what happened. Right. Here we go. And go. My pride and joy versus well, our newcomer. Macross Tester is going in with the guns. Some hits taken, but nothing critical yet. Both on 99%. They're both tight turn fighters. They do have small missiles yet, designed for extreme turn fights like this. That's what the roof ones are built for. Is it an altitude thing? Was that what it was? The turn fighting capabilities are quite similar, but I'm in a better spot here. strafing the Vulture T with guns. Oh, bad hit on the Vulture. Yeah, that thruster block gives it some good turning. Actually surprised it's not doing a roll turn there, but yeah, those little ones are designed typically for it. It's in like a full 90-degree roll turn to come out the top and go straight into the enemy. Oh, that looks like a good hit. I have been learning with planes, as you guys will probably see with this throughout the tournament. I have been improving. I used to be pretty bad at them, but he's running away. He's not dead yet, mate. Go on, go get him. Or is he? Yes, he might be dead. That might be why it left. Oh, yeah, it's not. Can't imagine it'll last much longer if you keep taking hits like that. Don't want to dive too low though, because this thing can struggle a bit with in atmosphere flight. You do not want to be counted out. And you've got a pretty clear win here, I think, unless the Vulture T suddenly comes back to life. He's trying to follow him down. He does have an altitude limit set, but I don't know whether I've accidentally set it too high or too low even. Oh yeah, there we go. He's being killed by being in the water. And there we go. Well, I'll take that. It's our first win for BWI. I don't normally do very well in tournaments, so I'm quite pleased with that. Alright. Oh, hang on. What was it? A good first entry, Flash. I think you do have potentially... Oh, sorry, I'm scoring things wrong again. I think you have a chance, though. I don't think I would count you out completely at all just yet, because you had a turn circle that was pretty much as good as the Macross. The Macross was just a little bit better. So I think you still could stand a good chance here. However, that is it for round 1. Round 2, I said, will be the 5x5 tournament squadron flights. So you have that to look forward to. So yeah, hopefully you all enjoyed. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Goodbye.